Hey, good morning. I woke up today at 3 o'clock a.m. and I instantly knew that today was different. Instantly. I knew that something was different and impactful about today. Walked downstairs as usual, grabbed my nice big glass of water, walked downstairs, no snooze, no phone, none of that silliness. None of that nonsense, right? Walk downstairs, grab my hashtag Rise and Grind planner like I always do. At the top of the planner, there's a quote submitted by an actual Rise and Grind member. And today's quote was submitted by Angela Purser. And the quote read as this: when you decide, and I love that word, decide, when you decide to succeed, despite a few haters, instead of because of them, it's then that you'll be unstoppable. What I love is that word decide. It's a decision, folks. It's a decision. Just decide. Sometimes we make it so complicated. Here on earth, here as humans, man, here on this planet, we complicate everything. And it really comes down to a decision. And just so you know, decisions don't take time, right? People say all the time, I need some time to think about it. It doesn't take time to make a decision. Think about an elephant right now. Think about an elephant. How long did that take you? How long did that take you for your mind to paint an image of an elephant? It doesn't take long at all. It's a split second. Decisions are split seconds. We drag our feet. Making a decision. Just decide to succeed. And we'll figure the rest out. And we'll do that together. Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's dive in today's episode. Hashtag Rise and Grind. This is for men only. I'm talking to the boys. Ladies, if you want to stick around, that's cool. You're welcome in the room. But I got to talk to my dudes. We got some stuff to work through. Let's dive in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday. That's right, today is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. And what's crazy is today is also the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. Today is also CMA Day. That's right, Carter Myers Automotive Group, the best automotive group organization on the planet. I have a lot of friends and people that I work with over at CMA, and they're just absolutely incredible. So if any of you are looking for a career change, you're looking to be a part of a winning organization, you're looking for an opportunity to be an owner, to be a part owner, all of their associates are owners, just reach out to me, let me know, and I can shoot your stuff over to CMA. But they're amazing. Now today is also, it's literally almost 3 years. It's 6 days shy. But today is roughly 3 years from the day that I made a decision, a single decision that would transform mine and my family's life for all of eternity. My name is Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, host of hashtag Rise and Grind, creator and founder of Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club. I am also a 23-year automotive professional, and I am the guy that was homeless, that was in and out of jail, that was depressed and suicidal, that hit rock bottom, that turned his life around, that met a beautiful woman, had beautiful children, had a beautiful home, had a white picket fence, had an amazing job. I was the guy who literally worked his ass off. I apologize for that, but I did work my ass off. I apologize. I know we normally don't cuss on here, but I'm the guy that worked his ass off to get everything that he wanted in life, to become the face of a storied industry-leading brand. I'm the guy that convinced tens of thousands of people to invest and follow me. I'm that guy. The one that they tell stories about going from rags to riches. I'm that guy. And then I quit. I'm the guy that got everything he ever wanted and then quit. I'm a quitter. 3 years ago, almost to the day, I quit working with one of the greatest organizations that I've ever had the honor of being a part of. As a matter of fact, if you look up on Facebook, Glenn Lundy, I quit. Search those 4 words when you get a chance. And you'll actually find a video that went semi-viral at the time. You'll find a video of me in tears announcing me quitting my job. This job I had been on for 8 years that had completely transformed my life. You can find that video on Facebook at any time. I quit, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm also going to share with you how you too are called to step into your greatness. And you too are called to take control of your life and your future. Now, for me, that meant I had to step away from an organization. For others, that might mean you need to lean in to an organization. But as we continue this series this week for men only, I am talking to every man that can hear my voice that it is time for you to make a decision to take control of your life and of your future. Now, before we go any further, you know what we got to do on this show? Where's it at? I'm gonna speak that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I got to play a little different music on the other side, though. That's fine. That'll work. It's going to sound a little different on Facebook than it does on Clubhouse right now, but it's the only choice we got. Listen. Come on. Let's go. We're going to do some dancing on this show this morning. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if you can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So if you're over on Clubhouse, hit the plus sign. Fair enough? If you're on Instagram, go ahead and share it out. You probably think I'm crazy because I'm dancing and you can't hear nothing. But there's music in the headphones. And those of you on Facebook, you know what to do. Hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on replay, maybe you're catching this on YouTube, maybe you're listening to the podcast, whatever it is. I don't care. Say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? Woo! Come on now! Yes! Every time I get it too loud, the mic gets mad at me. All right. Hey, what's up? April Johnson, the brand. Great to see you. How you doing? Amanda Sanner. I'm glad you're here this morning. Magana. What's up, Magana? Great to see you. How you doing, Tim Hunt? I see Coach Isaac is in the building. Linda Sims is up in here. What's up, Bible Biz Coach? Great to see you. How you doing, Ruckins McKinley? Great to see you as well. Over on Facebook, I see Marcus Ellis. I see Mary Lynn Wilkin. I see Beverly Richardson and Mr. Mike Overfell. What's up? I see Melvin Rodriguez. I see Alice Hamilton. Blankenship is in the building. What's up, Aaron Moore? How you doing, Emily Gowler? Great to see you. I also see Michael Bryan Shift is up in here. Fab Realtor is in the building. Liz Thompson, Alice Hamilton. Who else is up in here? I see Lori. I see Bree. I see Judy is in the building. What's up, Anthony? How are you? I see Emmy and Douglas and Brian. I see Gina Keys is up in here this morning. John and Tadat. What's up, Cheryl? How you doing, Paula? How you doing, Larissa? That's right, my girl Larissa is in the building. How you doing, Sharon? What's up, Robert? I'm glad you're here this morning. Angeline is here. Lou is here. Sammy's here. Marcus is here. Maitreya. Everybody's up in the building today. Listen, while I got your attention. Golly, man. For those of you listening on Facebook, that beat is hot. Holy smokes. Hey, while I got your attention, we have a new Breakfast with Champions podcast that I need your help on. I need you to go subscribe to the podcast, and I'm asking you to please leave a review. If anything, whatever, you just talk about how Rise and Grind impacted you. Talk about how you like being in the room with celebrities and doing Q&A. Maybe you could leave a review like check this out. I read some of the reviews earlier, and this one was from Shoeless 356, and I'm gonna kill the music so y'all can hear this for show. I know it's a little bit loud in my headphones. This one's from Shoeless 356. Feed your head. Breakfast with Champions is like nothing else I've ever experienced. I've been into personal development for several years, and although in real life there are often people in your life who share a similar vibe, they can be few and far between. When you're in Breakfast with Champions, you're sitting in a giant room with people all over the world who are into growth, learning, positive evolution, contribution, edifying others, and elevating the conversation. The discussions in BWC span topics related to business, life, health, wealth, social media, marketing, and many more. BWC has topics for everyone and is the best way to start your day. Hashtag feed your head. What an incredible review by Shoeless356. We really, really appreciate that. And yours doesn't have to be that long. It could be longer. It could be shorter. We don't care, but we would love it if you would drop a review. It would mean the world to me. With that said, let's dive in. Today's episode, hashtag Rise and Grind for men only. Let's go.
I just like the sound of it.
I'm a hustler on the grind. Yeah. You a hustler on the grind. I'm a hustler on the grind. Yeah, we some hustlers on the grind. Look, Dave said make a video on why I deserve to be at Hustle and Grind Con. I said, Dave, that's easy. Everybody knows that I'm an icon. Yes, Tony with the keys, Mr. $1 Billion Drive. Since 1986, I've been a hustler on the grind. Put it all on the line. Every single time. You don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine. Success is a mountain that we all gon' climb. And once we get on top, we ain't never coming down. We set the bar a little higher. This a new level. We don't wait, we create. To be great, never settle. See, I'm a sales hustler. hustler. You a sales hustler. Together we done learn how to better help customers eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. Can I get a witness? Cause I'm telling the truth. Auto fam strong, we gon' round up the troops. Lace up your boots, bring that hustler's energy. Coming together like chemistry, we the future of the industry. I pledge allegiance to the grind. Rise early in the morning cause I gotta get mine. Plan of action, action execution. Come and join the movement. It's a revolution. We focused on solutions for every situation. Limitless inspiration, infinite motivation. We building up a team, connecting brands across the nation and bring it all together. This is history in the making. Facebook's been a great look for expansion. Hustle house, hustle mansion. At the table with champions. Leaders eat last. We all hungry. We came to break bread with Sean Hayes, Glenn Lundy, and Dave. Said make a video on why I deserve to be a hustle and grind con. I said, Dave, that's easy. Everybody in the group a icon. Now turn my mic on. Watch how I turn they lights on. Hustle and grind con 2018 fight song. We grinding for a meal. We got the recipe. The dream is free. Hustle sold separately.
I'm a hustler on the grind. You a hustler on the grind. I'm a hustler on the grind. Yeah, we some hustlers on the grind. Now burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats. If you's a hustler on the grind, let it show. I put it all on the line and burn the boats. Now burn the boats, now burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats. If you's a hustler on the grind, let it show. I put it all on the line and burn the boats.
We eradicate
this.
the negative stigmas associated with the car business. We eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. Can I get a witness?
October 5th through 7th, 2018. Want to make sure everybody can still hear on Clubhouse. Something happened there. October 5th through 7th, 2018. Which are the basically October 5th through 7th, 2018 were the dates of the upcoming event that was destined to dramatically change my life. That's the best way to say that. I was, at the time, the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky, a small dealership in a small town, population 9,600 people. And we had grown that dealership 800% with me at the helm. Now, meanwhile, my wife was at home raising babies. I would leave around 6:30 in the morning. I'd get home around 9:30 at night. I was the GM at the dealership, and I loved every single second of it. My wife was at home raising babies. And so from 2011 until this point, we had 5 children together, my wife and I, and number 6 was on the way. She was pregnant with number 6, right? 9 months pregnant to be exact, ready to pop every single day. And this event, Hustle and Grind Con, that we had scheduled for October 5th through 7th, was designed to be an industry disruptor. That's literally was what it was designed for, to be an industry disruptor. And I had met up and hooked up with a guy named Dave Benson and another guy named Sean Hayes. And see, Dave Benson and Sean Hayes had created a community online called Sales Hustlers, a community of salespeople, finance managers, so on and so forth. They had made this community online, and I had created a community that most of you know as hashtag Rise and Grind. So we were running parallel to each other with amazing communities. Theirs was specifically automotive. Mine was more inclusive of all people, but had an automotive tinge to it. We met up in Las Vegas at a subpar, doesn't even explain the event. We met up at this tired ASS event, and we were sitting in a hot tub, me, Dave, Sean Hayes, some other people, and we decided that we were going to collaborate. We decided we were going to join forces and we were going to make an impact in the auto industry. It was just a decision. Literally a decision made in a hot tub. You know what? We're going to disrupt it. We're going to throw our own conference. This conference sucks. Let's make a decision to do something about it, right? Simple as that. And so we decided to collaborate, which I don't know about collaborations. Collaborations are critical to your success. I want you to know that, men, all you men in the room who think you're alpha lions and lone wolves, collaborations are critical to your success. Listen, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's an old African proverb, and we were interested in going far. Anybody can go fast. It's those that have the longevity, the duration. That's the key, right? And so from that, literally decision in a hot tub, that conversation birthed the collaboration of Hustle, Sales Hustlers, and Rise and Grind. We made Hustle and Grind Con. That's where that came from. Hustle and Grind Con. And we decided we were going to get industry leaders, ourselves, and of course, the number one motivational speaker in the world, Mr. Eric Thomas. And we were going to have everybody go down to Orlando all on one stage for 3 days. We decided we were going to rent a bunch of houses, 17 of them to be exact, 17 different mansions, and put everybody in mansions instead of hotel rooms and create one epic experience, which is exactly what we did. Now, we barely pulled this sucker off, just so you know. I mean, it literally came down to the wire where Dave came to me and let me know that we didn't have the money to pay Eric Thomas at like midnight the day before the event when people were already there. Right? Luckily, we're surrounded by some amazing humans. Barely pulled this thing off, right? We barely pulled it off. But when we did pull it off, and when I spoke on that stage, it was electric. Dude, I'm telling you, the entire experience was electric. Ask anybody that was there. The lights, the screens, the audience cheers. Like, I was in my element. I was in my element. Goosebumps on, like hair standing up on my arms. I was in my element. There was a shift. There was a physical shift that I felt in me. People witnessed the shift. When I was on stage, people witnessed the shift, including my boss, who was there with me and told me afterwards that he knew the moment he saw me on that stage, he wasn't going to be able to keep me much longer. There was a physical shift. People witnessed it. I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget it. It's like it says in Esther 4:14 of the Bible. In Esther 4:14 of the Bible, it says, "Perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created." That's what it was for me. So then fast forward through the event, Eric Thomas spoke at the end. And when Eric Thomas spoke at the end, he spoke directly to me. There was 400 other people in the room, but he spoke directly to me, and he said something that I want to say to all the men that are in the room today. He said, "Hey, y'all, just so you know," he didn't say y'all, that's a Kentucky thing, but he said, "Hey, you all." He said, "Guys, providing for your family, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the baseline. Providing for your family is the minimum requirement. Of course you're going to put food on the table. Of course you're going to get a job. Of course you're going to go to work. Of course you're going to do all those things. Y'all be hanging your hats." He said, "Y'all be hanging your hats on the fact that you take care of your family." He said, "That ain't nothing. That's the bare bones minimum. You're supposed to be earning enough. You're supposed to be working enough. You're supposed to be providing enough to feed 100 families. Families that ain't your family. Families that you may never even know their names. Families that might not ever know your names. Your responsibility is not to just be able to take care of yours, but to make an impact in other people's lives. A 3-generational impact, to be exact." You see, Maya Angelou put it this way. She said, "If you're going to live, leave a legacy. make a mark on the world that can't be erased. You see, most of you men, you will die and your family will die with you. And regretfully, many of you will choose, because it is a choice, to be forgotten. That legacy doesn't mean enough to you. The responsibility you feel is only to you and yours, and I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. So after I went home, I had the week off. I had 3 days that I got to spend with my family. I hung out with my wife. I hung out with my kids. We laughed. We played. We reflected on the event that I just had experienced. And then that upcoming weekend, October 12th through 14th, I went to Southland Christian Church for a men's Christian leadership conference. And they had like MMA fighters there, and they were throwing axes, and they had professional ball players, right? Like it was all men. It was just men, anything you can think men, right? And there was this guy named Scott Nickel. He was the head pastor, and he's a tough guy, right? And so they had tough guys there, they had rich guys there, etc., so on and so forth. All these different things, competition, it was a real meathead fest would be the best way to explain it. And Scott Nickel was the head pastor. And Scott Nickel came out on the stage and started talking to all of us about flannel graph Jesus. And he talked about how he grew up with a flannel graph. For those of you that don't know what a flannel graph is, it's kind of this board that's a backdrop. And then, hey, Dorian, great to see you. It's like a backdrop. And then you have all these little pieces, little Jesus pieces and characters or whatever that go in front of the backdrop, right? And so he talked about flannel graph Jesus, how flannel graph Jesus was always, that's how he was taught. He's like carrying around a sheep, right? He's like soft and he's weak and gentle and kind and all of those things. And Scott was like, bro, that's not what Jesus looked like. That flannel graph Jesus, that's for kids. That's for kids. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. And then he explained what the real Jesus looked like. And for the first time in my life, he painted a picture of a warrior Jesus for me. A man who had a divine conviction, a true fighter, a man who would go in and flip tables in the most prestigious places in the world. It says right here, Jesus at the temple, if you look in the Bible, it says, Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. Drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written that he said to them, my house will be called the house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers. He stepped in fiercely, divinely, flipped the tables boldly. This guy boldly faced kings. He boldly faced tyrants. He would boldly proclaim who he was and left a mark everywhere he went. You see, Jesus had fear, but he pushed through. Jesus got angry and would lash out, but he was divinely on mission. He was divinely convicted. You see, he was a man on fire. He was blunt. He was honest. He was a hero. You see, Jesus stepped in and fought for justice. Y'all all remember the story, right? Y'all remember the story of the woman, right? The adulterer. The story of the adulterer, and she was in the middle of the town, and Jesus stepped in while everyone else was getting ready to stone her to death. He who is without sin, throw the first stone. He stepped in between. He was a warrior. He was an absolute warrior. He wasn't a flannel graph sheep carrying Jesus. He was a warrior. Carlos Castaneda once said this about warriors. He said, only a warrior can survive the path of knowledge, because the art of the warrior is to balance the pain of being a man with the wonder of being a man. You see, Jesus represented that. And so it was so clear to me, between this message from Eric, this time with my family, and this message I was now getting at the church, it was so clear to me that it was time for me to make a decision to fight. To not passively follow, but to enthusiastically lead. To take control of literally every aspect of my life. To lean all in. To thrive. To make a 3-generational impact. So Monday morning came around. And Monday morning I went to work so freaking jacked up. I gave the best sales meeting I had ever given in my entire life. I was so ready to take this dealership, to take Dan Cummins to a global domination. #1 dealership in the world. I had never been more excited to make an impact in the industry and in the people's lives that I had the opportunity to lead. I had never been more excited about that in my entire life. And so I walked in that Monday morning. Actually, I drove to work in my purple Hellcat, by the way, which felt amazing. Drove to work in my purple Hellcat at probably 100 miles an hour, so jacked up. Walked into work with my chest puffed out, my bulging freaking biceps, because I was working out like crazy. I was in the best shape of my life. And I knew it was time for me to fight for what was right. And so I went in and I had that meeting. It was amazing. And then right after that meeting, there are 2 owners of the dealership. One that is still to this day a brother of mine and a best friend. And the other one was an employer. He gave me employment and we got along well for 8 years. That's about all I can say about him. So there are 2 owners, and the one owner that is still to this day a brother and a best friend was not there. The other owner, however, was. And that owner asked me to come into his office. And I haven't shared this with very many people. But he asked me to come into his office, and we sat down, and the very first words this man said to me after I had just come off this high of these events, the very first words he said to me is this. Now, keep in mind, I had helped this place grow 800%. Made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Leading the industry. I was the face of the dealership. And the owner of the dealership sat me down in his office. And he said 4 words to me. I don't like you. This was a company I had put every single ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into. He said, I don't like you. And here's the thing, I knew what he meant. What he meant to say is, I don't like all the things that you do on social media. I don't like that you go to events and speak. I don't like these things. I'd rather you do it a different way. But what he said is, I don't like you. And in that very moment, God spoke to me. I don't remember what he said after that, because at that point I was then listening to God. And God spoke to me, and God told me to choose. He said, hey, Glenn, you can stay right here. You can stay right here, and life is going to be amazing. You're going to have the white picket fence. You're going to have security. You're going to have comfort. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to provide for you and your family. You can stay right here for the rest of your career, or you can step out the boat and step onto the water. There's a verse in the Bible, Matthew 14:29. It says, come, he said. And then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. So in that moment, I made a decision. I chose to step out of the boat. And now I challenge you today to make yours. Men, you have to make a decision. You have to become a warrior. You cannot live your life as flannel graph Jesus. You have a responsibility, a 3-generation responsibility to leave a lasting mark that can never be erased. All week we've talked about how you're called to walk humbly, controlled, as a provider, as a protector, as a leader. And none of that changes. But your responsibility as a 3-generational impactor means that you were not built to be flannel graph, and there is so much more that exists in you. It is time for you to rise up to the occasion. For me, it was I had to step out because they had made it clear. They had made it clear that I wasn't going to be able to reach my potential as long as I stayed in the boat. I had to spread my wings. For you, the opportunity might be to step in. Maybe the position you're in now, you can give more. Maybe the opportunity that you have now is the greatest opportunity of your life. There are amazing leaders in this room who create opportunities for so many to live the life of their dreams. But what I'm telling you is you can't play soft. You have to choose. Make that decision and make it today. It's urgent. Your time is running out. And as my friend Danelle always says, who loses if you don't win? And my guess is that answer is there are a lot of people that will lose if you don't win. Friends, I'm not saying any of this stuff is easy, but I am telling you it's simple. Make a decision. Just decide what you're going to be, who you want to be, how you're going to be it, as Will Smith would say. Just decide. And then the universe is going to get out of its way to make sure it comes to fruition. Because you, my friend, are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the best version of yourself you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a below average version, not a little bit above, the absolute best. So I need you to step out or lean in, whatever that decision is, and be the best version of you that you can possibly be. Listen, if you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. There's tons of them up there. If you want to talk about this, we're actually we're going to be spending some time with Larissa on Clubhouse this morning. So if you want to talk about this a little bit more, you can hang out with me a little bit later. I'll be on Clubhouse a little bit later. We can talk about it. But ultimately, I don't want to play that one. Make a decision. Lean in. It's time for you to rise up. All right? You were called for more. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again on #Rise and Grind. Let's go. Okay.
Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. #blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my